Thank you very much, Mike, and I appreciate the invitation. I consider it an honor and a privilege to be here tonight to watch these ceremonies. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance and posting of the colors with Venture Crew 422.
Good evening. Will the audience please rise for the posting of the colors? Color guard attention. Color guard forward march. Halt. Prepare to post the colors. Hand salute. Post the colors. Will you now join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard reassemble. About face, forward march. Color guard dismissed.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you very, very much for that, Mandy Berry. Thank you very much. Invocation this evening will be given by the founding pastor of St. Stephen's Parish, Father Jay Fennell. I've known Father Fennell for a long time. He's a Leo High School grad, and I'm a Mount Carmel grad. Those of you who know what that means.
After many years, we can make up and get along, but let's bow our heads in prayer. Loving God, creator of us all, we ask your blessing on our gathering this evening, most especially your blessing on the men and women who will be committing themselves to service of our community tonight. We pray that you bless them with wisdom as they guide their work in our community. We bless them with compassion and courage to work with integrity, to work for the common good of all. Help them to build up this community in the spirit that so many people have given to it over the years. Bless each of us and help each of us to be supportive of them in their work. We ask you also your blessing on their families whose support and strength they need in their work. Bless us all tonight. Keep us all safe. And bless this community of Tinley Park with your love and care. We pray this in the name of the one God who is Lord of all. Amen.
Thank you, Father. Some introductions are in order, and I'd like to go through a couple of them. First of all, the former First Lady of Tinley Park, Dr. Emily Zabrocki. The present First Lady of Tinley Park, Christy Glatz. And Kyle is here with his fiancée, Kaylee. Did I get it right? Okay. And we also have the first mom and dad of Tinley Park, Doreen and Bill Glatz. Also, it's a pleasure to see here this evening a gentleman who was just elected mayor of Orland Park, a friend of mine that goes back to the mid-'90s, I think, Jim. When I was elected to the House of Representatives, Jim was very helpful in my campaign. The new mayor of Orland Park, Jim Dodge. I read on the program that I'm supposed to give an inspirational talk. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I don't think I've ever given an inspirational talk. I think what I will do is just kind of couple of ideas. I would offer this to the elected officials tonight. I would first of all offer my condolences, and then very quickly follow up with my thanks and my congratulations. What might I offer my condolences for? Some of them have been elected for a while, and there's some newbies coming on tonight. But everybody seems to think that everything happens with village government on Tuesday night, and everything happens in an hour and a half or 2 hours, and that's all that goes on. That represents probably less than 5% of what goes on. If you look through the preparation for those board meetings, you'll see many times in excess of 100 pages of documents that you must read through and know what's going on, because you're voting on them. And you're voting on things that are going to make a difference in people's lives. I offer my condolences also to the family of these elected officials, because there's going to be time taken away. There's going to be dinners missed, perhaps a graduation, those kinds of things. That happens. A gentleman once, in fact, Jack Dunn, the mayor before me, Jack Dunn said, coming into office, especially as mayor, it's like walking into a post office, and what is the first thing that hits you? All those mailboxes. And suddenly, as a mayor, you're supposed to know what is going on in each one of those mailboxes, because those mailboxes represent something that is important to the village. Condolences also go to sometimes dealing with the public. That's a fun thing. And that falls in a couple of different categories. The young man, young woman comes up to you and they need something and you're able to do it. And hey, that's great. God, I really love that. Then you get the person who comes up and has a legitimate concern and you want to help them. But you know what? If you do it for one, you got to do it for two, for three, for four. and suddenly a precedent starts. The third one comes up, and you say to myself, my God, who loosened the rocks out there? And I got a quick story to tell you. A couple came in, and they said, Mary, you got to pass an ordinance on wind chimes. I said, wind chimes? What are you talking about? Yeah, my neighbors, they got wind chimes, and they make a lot of noise. And I, kind of said, yeah, and kind of placated them and went off. Got about a week later, got a phone call. You got to do something now. I said, why? They got bigger wind chimes. And I said, why? Well, because we got more wind chimes. Anyway, this went on for probably about 3 or 4 months. And I think when it finally ended, these wind chimes suddenly turned into gongs that were going through the neighborhood. But the point of the story is, sometimes dealing with the public and individuals, you just can't do a damn thing about, and you write it off. That's part of the condolences. But the more important part is the congratulations and the thanks. Congratulations on winning. You won significantly. That's important. What's even more important, you all won. That's important. Why? Because people said, we like what you're doing. We want you to continue that. We have faith in you. That makes a difference. They had faith in you. That's the congratulations. The thanks go from people like you to people who are up here. Thanks for taking the time from your family. Thanks for taking the time perhaps from your job. Yeah, they get paid money. Let's face it, that's reality. But you know what? More often than not, it costs you for this job. Because maybe you're supposed to paint the bedroom, but you got to go to a meeting someplace, and you got to hire somebody to paint the bedroom. So sometimes that salary that you think you get is basically a wash. And thank you for that dedication, because you know what? How many people today are willing to put their step forward and volunteer? As Mike had mentioned, I had the pleasure of being mayor for 35 years, and I was first appointed to the board as a trustee in 1977. Most of you were not even born then, okay? And we had a tremendous commission system during those years. Why? Because we had volunteers, people willing to come out. But whether you like it or not, society has changed. The world we live in has changed. There's Facebook, there's games, there's second jobs. All of these things come in where people do not want to volunteer. And probably the biggest thing is politics has become a blood sport. It's a gotcha kind of thing. And people say, hey, why should I expose myself to that? Why should I put my family through that? I'm sitting over in a restaurant, and some clown comes up and starts asking me questions about the village, and I'm with my family. It's happened to all of us. Our thanks goes to you and your family for doing that. But most importantly, it goes out to you, because you are the one who went out and volunteered. You're the one who said, you know what? I'm going to step forward. I'm going to make a difference in Tinley Park. I'm going to continue to make Tinley Park a family town. Tinley Park is a village. That's important. I always like that. It's not a city, it's a village. And think of the concept of a village. What does a village represent? And that's what these people are going to do. Whether they're at the township level, the library level, the park district level, the village level. Immaterial. Tinley Park's a village. Tinley Park is a family town. I wish all of them the best, and I want to see them continue. Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce His Honor, Judge John H. Ehrlich, Circuit Judge for Cook County, who's going to conduct the swearing-in ceremonies. Mike, you're on. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's going to. Yeah, he's first. Okay.
Do you want to stand over here?
Wherever you like me.
So we both get on the mic.
Okay.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn. I, Michael W. Glotz,
I, Michael W. Glotz,
having been elected to the office of Village President
having been elected to the office of Village President
in the Village of Tinley Park,
in the Village of Tinley Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park,
and the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Village President
of the office of Village President
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
Use the money you save and make it heart well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nancy O'Connor.
Get your, raise your right hand, please. I, Nancy M. O'Connor,
I, Nancy M. O'Connor,
having been elected to the office of Village Clerk
having been elected to the office of Village Clerk
in the Village of Tinley Park,
in the Village of Tinley Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park,
and the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Village Clerk
of the office of Village Clerk
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
William Brady.
Raise your right hand, please. I, William P. Brady,
I, William P. Brady,
having been elected to the office of Village Trustee
having been elected to the Village Office of Trustee
in the Village of Tinley Park,
in the Village of Tinley Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park,
and the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park.
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
And I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Village Trustee
of the office of Village of Trustee
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge.
Colleen Sullivan.
Turn around. Please raise your right hand. I, Colleen M. Sullivan,
I, Colleen M. Sullivan,
having been elected to the office of Village Trustee
having been elected to the office of Village Trustee
in the Village of Tinley Park,
in the Village of Tinley Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
do solemnly swear or
do
affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park,
and the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park,
and that I will faithfully execute the duties
and I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of Village Trustee
as the office of Village Trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Dennis Mahoney.
raise your right hand, please. I, Dennis P. Mahoney,
I, Dennis P. Mahoney,
having been elected to the office of village trustee
having been elected to the position of village trustee
in the village of Tinley Park,
in the Village of Tinley Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the ordinances of the village of Tinley Park,
and the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of village trustee
of the office of village trustee
to the best of my
to the
abilities.
best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tinley Park Park District Commissioner, Lisa Butler.
Please raise your right hand. I, Lisa Butler,
I, Lisa Butler,
having been elected to the office of Park District Commissioner
having been elected to the office of Park District Commissioner
in the village of Tinley Park,
in the village of Tinley Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the ordinances of the village of Tinley Park,
and the ordinance of the village of Tinley Park,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Park District Commissioner
of the office of Park District Commissioner
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tinley Park Library Board, Elizabeth Stern.
Please raise your right hand. I, Elizabeth Stern,
I, Elizabeth Stern,
having been elected to the office of Library Trustee
having been elected to the office of Library Trustee
in the village of Tinley Park,
in the village of Tinley Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the ordinances of the village of Tinley Park,
and the ordinances of the village of Tinley Park,
and that I will faithfully execute and discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully execute and discharge the duties
of the office of
of the office of
Library Trustee
Library Trustee
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
We have a group now from Orland Township. William Brennan, Highway Commissioner. Shannon Olson, Township Clerk. Ken Duffy, Orland Township Trustee. Ken Soltis, Orland Township Trustee. And Frank Williams, Orland Township Trustee.
I'm outnumbered.
Got all that, Judge?
Please raise your right hand. I state your name,
I, Frank Williams, Ken Soltis,
having been elected to the office of, state your office,
having been elected to the office of trustee
in the village of Tinley Park,
in the township of Orland Park,
in the township of Orland Park, in the counties of Cook and Will,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and the ordinances of Orland Township,
and the ordinances of Orland Township,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of
of the
State
office
your
of
office.
trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was a tough one. You guys got me confused.
Thank you so much for what you've done for Tinley.
We'd now like to hear some comments from each of the elected board from Tinley Park. Mayor Glatz? And if you don't do good, you get a jug.
You already gave me one. Sorry, I have to get my props ready. my fellow residents of the great village of Tinley Park. None of this would have been possible without the support and help of our volunteers, our supporters, and all of our friends. I am incredibly honored to have been elected to serve a second term as mayor of Village of Tinley Park. I have loved this job since taking office as a trustee in 2017 and as mayor in 2021, and I'm excited about what we will achieve together over the next 4 years. I want to thank Mayor Zabrocki for officiating our team's 4th inauguration in a row. You have been an incredible mentor, and it is an honor to have you introduce me to my second mayoral inauguration. Thank you. I want to thank my wife, Christy, my son, Kyle, Kaylee, my mom and dad, my family, my friends, our seniors, and all of our supporters. Without you, this would not be possible. Christy and Kyle, you did the most uncomfortable thing that you could imagine, door knocking in the cold and working the polls. You both did a great job, and I really appreciate you going outside of your comfort zone to help us bring this home. I also want to acknowledge, I also want to acknowledge our One Tinley Parks team's hard work during the campaign. Our team worked tirelessly to get us here today. I know I leaned a lot on Michael Mueller. He is the most intelligent IT guy, sorry Anthony, I've ever known or worked with. His knowledge and expertise made all of our lives much easier during this campaign, and I thank you, Mike. Literally from the bottom of my heart. What this man can do with technology is literally second to none. He is the best. Congratulations to Clerk Nancy O'Connor, Trustees Bill Brady, Dennis Mahoney, and Colleen Sullivan on our re-election. The residents are in good hands with all of you at the helm. I could not have been successful in this fight without one of my closest friends, the father of one of our trustees, Dennis Mahoney. He has been there, people have no idea, he has been there every step of the way. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. I love this guy. Mentoring me, offering advice, and helping protect me against opposition. Dennis made phone calls, knocked on doors, installed signs, worked early voting 6 days a week, campaigning for us like you've never seen anyone campaign. He even gave me his miniature groundbreaking shovel from 1996. I've had this for many years, when the police department was first built. I carried it with me every day in my truck of the campaign. Dennis, thank you for your friendship and all of your hard work. I also extend my gratitude to the staff for their support through this challenging campaign. It took its toll on a lot of people. Paula Walrick, who was our former community development director when I was initially elected in 2017. And I'm so grateful that she taught me everything she knew before she retired. Prior to her retirement, she tasked Donna Framke and asked her to look out for me and protect me. And boy, has she. Donna has done just that. Sadly, Paula passed away not long after she retired. And boy, do I wish she was here with us today, that we, in her words, would always say, Donna, we broke their chalk. For the second time now. Paula literally treated me like I was one of her children. I miss and love her and couldn't be more thankful for her friendship. She will never be forgotten. Our lives have changed forever without you, Paula. Many of the decisions I make today, I always consider what Paula would think, what Paula would say, what Paula would do. She always made sure that the village of Tinley Park was protected. Donna, Words can't describe how grateful I am for everything that you've done for me. I would be lost without you. You always make sure, sorry, I love our staff. You always make sure that I look good. I couldn't ask for anyone better to watch over me. Thank you, Donna. I also want to take this opportunity to thank, hiding in the back next to her, Lisa Valley. Lisa Valley gave me this baby Jesus early in the campaign to keep me safe, and I literally have carried it with me every single day since she gave this to me at the beginning of March. I have kept Jesus in my pocket now for well over 2.5 months. Thank you for this token and your interest in ensuring I never felt alone, and I didn't. There's no one better and more organized than Lisa Valley. Everything with her is always perfect. Thank you, Lisa. Laura Gadet, what can I say other than you are just absolutely amazing? You are irreplaceable. People say that's not true. You are not replaceable. And no one could ever do what you do for the Village of Tinley Park. Thank you for everything that you do for me and making me feel like I'm your family. And then just a general thanks to all our staff. We all really went through a lot during this, and I thank everyone that was there for us. Going from our manager, Pat Carr, Hannah Littman, all of our directors, I already had 3, to our police chief, Tom Tilton, fire chief, Steve Klotz, who I've known every single day of my life. Thank you, Steve. And we got Angela Arrigo, we got Lisa Cordum, Commander Sullivan, Pooch, thanks Pooch, and John Urbanski, I really appreciate it, and even Scott French, thank you. I'm grateful to my friends, Yasser from Gaston's Bistro, next to the Orland Park Library, Mike Zayed, Hyatt Magazine, Sam and Roger Abdallah for combating in what I feel the illegal legislation that 2 legislators co-sponsored to try to undermine our community. The All United group got involved in our election in exchange for legislators to co-sponsor House Bill 2723, Senate Bill 2462, attempting to create unnecessary division amongst our entire community. Please look up these bills for yourself to see what they promised in return for political favors against many campaigns. Thank you guys for staying strong and making sure that we were protected. Thank you. I want to congratulate our newly elected officials, Bill Brennan, the new Orland Township Highway official, and Lisa Butler, the Tinley Park District Commissioner. I had such a great time with the both of you while we were door knocking, putting up signs. The 3 of us worked together seamlessly, always finding a connection at the door and turning negative conversations into positive ones, like the one the 3 of us spent there for about 45 minutes for one guy that worked, I think, at the Romeoville Park District. That was a challenge, and we did it. 45 minutes. Working with both of you, I clearly saw the advantage of what it means to be born and raised in the Village of Tinley Park. As you knew so many people, leading to so many positive discussions while we braved the cold going door to door. Lisa, you probably provided me with over 200 sign locations, kept me on my toes as we knocked on the doors. Your positive attitude at the door showed why you were the highest vote getter in the Park District election. Bill, I thoroughly enjoyed our time installing our 4x4 signs when it was 5 degrees out, knocking on doors together, pounding 4x4 sign stakes with my son Kyle and Jeff. Those 2 were absolutely beasts. The ground were frozen solid, and those 2 were just banging away on them as your ears were ringing. We make a fantastic team, and I'm grateful to have you guys as such wonderful friends. The 3 of us had a lot of fun working together, and we worked in many groups like Colleen and Clerk Nancy O'Connor. They were amazing together, and we put everyone into groups to walk together what we thought would be the best team working together, and it literally worked. Can't give details yet, but really excited. The day after the election, April 2nd, I sent out an email, and hopefully more details to come next week. Our staff was working hard, and Lisa and I took a phone call yesterday to get the ball rolling on something really excited for our village, and hopefully we will have a public statement within the next week on what we were working on. Congratulations to Orland Township winners Frank Williams, Ken Duffy, Ken Soltis, Shannon Olson, on your decisive victories. You all deserved it. Congratulations to Library Trustee Elizabeth Stern. I also want to express my apologies to David Vigliamo and Don Sacknoff for their elections not going their way. David, it was an honor to witness how hard you worked and your passion for making Tinley Park better than you found it. Don, I want to thank you for all your help and support, and it really meant a lot to us to have you join the team, so thank you, Don. I want to thank Uncle Mark Lepore and his family for their unwavering support. I would like to apologize for the unethical behavior and the inappropriateness that was exhibited by Antonio Rubino and his father-in-law, Bob Rita, on Election Day. We took the high road as they took the low road, and so I'm sorry, Mark and Katie, you had to endure that. I want to thank Patrick Walsh for being such a great friend in keeping us safe during the election. Pat Walsh has kept me safe more than you could possibly know. Thank you, Pat. Words cannot describe the role that you played. You were always there when we needed you. Because of your efforts, village funds can now be spent on providing services to our residents, not defending frivolous lawsuits. Lastly, I want to thank the best union leaders in the entire country, in my opinion. Local President and Business Manager Jim Sweeney, FFC Executive Director Mark Poulos, and the best damn political experts you'll ever meet, Mike Delgado and Will Cousineau. We couldn't ask for a better team than these four. There is truly nobody better. Without their support, we would have faced an uphill battle. I thank you again, and without you, I don't know if we would be here today, so thank you, Mike. Words cannot express my gratitude for the great honor you have bestowed upon us. We will do our utmost to earn your trust again. Also with us tonight is the Honorable Judge John H. Ehrlich of the Cook County Circuit Court. And any Tinley Park residents that's been following Tinley Park politics for the last, I'd say, 8 years would understand what I'm talking about. Judge Ehrlich was kind enough to agree to administer the oath of office this evening for us. I'd like to say a few words about Judge Ehrlich's esteemed career. Judge Ehrlich graduated in 1980 from the Northwestern University with majors in political science and history and a certificate in African studies. After college, Judge Ehrlich worked on Capitol Hill in Washington, and he wrote a bill that became a significant amendment to the Superfund Reauthorization Act. Judge Ehrlich then decided to return back to Chicago to attend Northwestern University Pritzker School of Law, from which he graduated in 1987. During law school, Judge Ehrlich was the editor-in-chief and a National Moot Court champion. After law, Judge Ehrlich worked in private practice. Then he joined the City of Chicago's Office Corporation Counsel in 1994, working in the Appellate and Torts Division for 18 years, eventually heading the Torts Division. Judge Ehrlich deserves particular recognition for his work in 1996 when he drafted a petition for domestic partner benefits. Judge Ehrlich delivered the signed petition to the mayor's office. By March 1997, City Council had passed it, and the mayor had signed it into law. domestic partner benefits for all the City of Chicago employees. In 2012, Judge Ehrlich ran for the Circuit Court in the 8th Judicial Subcircuit. In a field of 7 candidates, he received twice the votes of his nearest competitor. In January 2014, Chief Judge Evans assigned Judge Ehrlich to the Law Division, motion section where he is still assigned. Judge Ehrlich is dedicated to transparency and access to justice. To that end, he is the only judge in the state of Illinois to publish his own opinions. Google them and look it up. You'll see some of the great opinions in Village of Tinley Park. Judge Ehrlich always received the highest rankings from the bar associations. Most recently, the Chicago Bar Association found him highly qualified and wrote that Judge Ehrlich is highly regarded by judicial colleagues and attorneys that have appeared before him, even when they've lost, for his excellent writing skills, his work ethic, fine demeanor, and the breadth of depth of his legal knowledge. Judge Ehrlich issued an opinion in 2018, which is of particular significance to the Village of Tinley Park and me personally, because I was part of that opinion. His dedication to the justice and willingness to take time to research, write, publish his own opinions will always hold a special place in the hearts and minds of all elected officials, staff, employees, and the residents of the Village of Tinley Park. Judge Ehrlich, thank you very much for being here. It's an honor for me. When we took this oath 4 years ago, we did so during a time of economic stress during COVID-19. Former Mayor Vandenberg shut down the village in March of 2020, and businesses struggled to survive. Our new board and staff took office during these challenging times. We decided to reverse Vandenberg's executive order, and we reopened the entire village. Fortunately, our resilient residents supported our businesses and kept many afloat. This is another reason why Tinley Park is frequently recognized and was voted the best place to live and raise your family. Because together, we are Tinley Park. It has been said that a high tide rises all ships. I spoke to you 4 years ago about a new beginning, and we have achieved that. In our first term, we brought in $500 million of development to our community, a feat never before accomplished in the south suburbs in such a short time. I have to be careful. Jim Dodge may try to get that number. We worked relentlessly to freeze the village's share of the taxes year after year on your village's tax bill, and we're just starting. Wait and see what we have planned for the next 4 years. We believe then, as we do now, that growth and human progress are limitless when men and women are free to pursue their dreams. We were right. We have filled more empty storefronts than any other administration. Sorry, Mayor Zabrocki. Reduced tax rates and achieved the highest employment levels in Tinley Park's history. We are revitalizing our village, making it vibrant, robust, and alive. However, we still face challenges, particularly from a couple legislators who are trying to hinder our progress. They have cut funding for Tinley Park taxpayers, yet we have managed to freeze taxes without that support. We could have lowered their taxes even further if they would have fulfilled their responsibilities. We will not rest until every Tinley Park resident enjoys the fulfillment of freedom, dignity, and the opportunity for success, whether you're a resident or you're one of our businesses. Running a village is a massive team sport where every role is vital and essential to your success. That's us. Each of us has a crucial part to play in following the plan, managing every detail and supporting all of our teammates. When we work in sync, the result is nothing short of extraordinary. Together we are stronger, safer, and more successful. Remember, doing the job right brings pride, not only to ourselves, but to the entire team in the Village of Tinley Park. Again, together, we are Tinley Park. In our playbook, silence is never an option. We commit to voicing concerns when they arise. By voicing your concerns, we protect not just ourselves, but everyone on the team. It's a power play that reinforces our commitment to our village. Over the next 4 years, we will continue to inspire confidence in the Village of Tinley Park and uphold our tradition of progress, grounded in values of faith, family, hard work, and neighborly love. Our achievements have allowed us to break free from the constraints of the state of Illinois. Dear friends, our village is on the brink of greatness. We will continue to do what is right with all of our might. History will reflect that the 2020s and the 2030s were the golden years when Tinley Park experienced unprecedented growth and prosperity. You elected us in 2021 to reverse a path of disaster, and I trust you re-elected us again in 2025 to continue building on that progress. We have frozen the village's tax share year after year, raised home values, and supported businesses to thrive. We took on difficult decisions. Water rates hadn't been raised for over a decade, and we had no choice but to take action. Our water fund has been underfunded for far too long, and we needed to implement corrective measures immediately. If not us, who? If not now, when? We must continue to work together to ensure that the village is adequately funded so we can properly serve our community well into the future after we are all gone. Together, my friends, we can achieve this, and we must, so help me God. From new development will spring opportunities for a more productive, fulfilled, and a stronger village. I am fortunate to be part of a community filled with passionate and engaged citizens, and I'm proud to serve as your mayor. I promise to continue working for the betterment of you and your families, as you are the reason why we are here, and I love this job so much. Tinley Park is on the right path, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you. I am proud and humbled to once again serve as your mayor. May God strengthen our hands for good work ahead, and may God bless the great village of Tinley Park. Thank you, everyone.
Clerk, Nancy O'Connor.
Is there anyone that would like to make public comment? Mayor Zabraki, you get 6 minutes. Laura, start the clock.
I think we need a standing ovation for these ladies and gentlemen.
May I please have a motion to adjourn the ceremonial board meeting?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Buell?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Please help yourself to food and drinks. Thank you.